Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. Although I don't know if I have one for lights.
I did it for information.
Okay. Well, maybe we should open up the meeting anyway.
Okay. All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll do roll call. Clara Barber,
Here.
Anthony Jones, myself here. Brother Drew Lasoda. Reverend Lauren Carrington. Donna Pinkovich. Reverend Francis Grella.
Here.
Mr. Chairman, since you are going to be acting as temporary chairman in the absence of the
Say the name of the business you want, or say resident.
Leonard Beer
as the
Law
temporary
Office.
chairman for this meeting. Would somebody like to make that
That,
motion?
dear Leonard Law. Right.
Second.
Say again?
That, dear Leonard Law.
They want
Okay,
to-
all those in favor? We'll do a roll
Leonard
call.
Beer
I'm
Law
sorry,
Office.
I'm sorry, I can't follow the meeting. What was the motion?
There was a,
That, dear Leonard Law. Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Both the chairman and the vice chairman are absent tonight. Because of that, the board is appointing Tony as the acting chairman tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, we had a motion and a second. I'll do roll call. Clara Barber.
Yes.
Yes.
You, Leonard?
Anthony Jones, yes.
They're just
All right.
calling the meeting in
Donna,
order. Are you going to hear them?
And Reverend Francis Grella. Yes. Okay, unanimous.
The Ethics Board meeting.
Okay. Okay, that's over.
Well, yeah, it's all on.
The thing is bigger, just.
Hello?
Does anybody have a copy of the minutes from not the past meeting, but the meeting before?
I don't have with me.
Thank you.
Mr. Joseph may have a second.
This was a meeting I was not at. I just want to see.
Okay. Absolutely. We'll get you.
Thanks.
Yeah. I do.
This is the old story. How's everything going?
Oh, good. Busy. Got a lawnmower around the house. I went through my backyard, so I moved the post over 4 inches.
apply for the spot?
Took me 2 hours just to dig the hole.
What did you do?
I moved the post over 4
Yeah.
or 5 inches to make it a wire. It's easier just to cut the fence. But I can't.
Just trying to find her. She's not. Okay.
Do you have a copy of, not last meeting's, but the meeting before's minutes? Okay, we see a copy.
I'm sure I do here somewhere.
When you get a chance.
Okay.
Here it is.
The minutes of, that's minutes of April 24.
April. Yeah, okay. That's April was the last one?
Mr. Chairman,
I'm sorry. The one before that would be March. But that's all right, when you get a chance.
yeah, I have that, I'm sure, too.
Thanks.
We're endeavoring to determine whether Ms. Ito White is going to be appearing tonight or has misunderstood somehow the hearing date. So we should know that shortly. In the meantime, I just wanted to mention that, as you know, we only have 4 individuals here tonight out of 6 members, which is kind of interesting because the rules of the board indicate that you need 2/3 of the members concurring of the entire membership to reach a decision. So if this were a contested matter, I would probably be telling you not to try to have a meeting tonight because you only have 2/3, unless you're sure it's going to be unanimous, and you can never be sure about that, that it would have to be postponed. If Ms. Ito White came in and said basically that she was not contesting the matter, then we could probably proceed with the 4 people that you have. So that's where it stands at the moment. So I guess we're going to have to just wait until we determine whether she's planning on appearing. And we're not gonna, it's possible perhaps she may have mistaken the time as being 6 instead of 5:30. That's one possibility.
Did anybody contact you yet? Did we get through to that?
We're reaching out, attempting to find out what's going on.
She doesn't show getting a copy of the June 15th letter. That doesn't mean she didn't get one. Hello?
I just looked at my phone. I don't have her home number. I only have her work number. I don't know how to get in touch with her. I just tried to call Mitch on his cell phone. He's not picking up. I don't know how to get in touch with her at all.
All right, well, we'll look on the statements that she's filed here and see if there's anything listed there. Thank you for your help. Thanks for your help.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Bill. Okay.
Unfortunately, we also don't have Karen here tonight, so we can't ask her.
She did a good job.
Mr. Jones, if I may, I believe the housing authority's operating hours, it means that she should be at work right now. They don't close till 6. So you could, conceivably, if she's at her job, you could just call her at the normal number at her housing authority position.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to try that, Bill?
I don't have a number for it. I got the address on the Van Dyke Avenue.
Well, let's look it up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's 732, 745, 5157.
Okay,
Want to call? You want to talk to him?
yeah, sure.
There you go.
Let's try 5. Oh, hi, may I speak with Andrea Ito White, please? This is Peter Jost, I'm the attorney for the Board of Ethics. Andrea, are you aware that your hearing is scheduled for this evening? All right, obviously there's been a breakdown in communications. You have a 6:45 MRI appointment. Well, we are here, the meeting started at 5:30. Well, I'm sorry, there must have been a breakdown in communications. Are you available to come over here now, or what are your intentions? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. I think we're going to have to postpone and reschedule, and we will make sure you are aware of the new.
Check those 2 meetings up here.
Yeah. What is your mailing address, Andrea? The zip is, and what is your 2 phone numbers? Okay. Okay. All right. I apologize if you were not notified, and we will reschedule this probably for either the 24th or the 31st. We'll need to discuss availability of July. Correct. All right, so we will let you know. We have to poll our membership and make sure that we're available. But as far as you know, you're available on either of those dates? Okay, great. All right, thank you, Andrea. You're welcome. Bye-bye. Okay, unfortunately, apparently she was not notified, and maybe we need to talk about lines of communication in terms of who is the board secretary or, who is responsible for that notification. She did say she would be available on the 24th or the 31st. She needs to know because she has to take time off from work at 5:30. Maybe it's just as well, since we only have 4 people here tonight, I would prefer to handle the case with a full complement.
Are we assuming that she's going to contest it then?
I
You don't know?
I don't know for sure. I didn't get the impression she was going to bring an attorney, but that doesn't mean that she's necessarily not contesting it.
Okay.
She may be contesting certain aspects of it and not others. So in terms of the 24th and the 31st, we were planning on trying to do Mr. Beer's case on the 24th or the 31st, but that may be a little optimistic. We just received his response. We haven't had a chance to evaluate that and schedule anything really, so perhaps it's just as well that the board schedule Ms. Ito White for either the 24th or the 31st. Again, we don't have 2 of our members present, so we can't check with them. I believe Reverend Carrington indicated that either of those dates worked for her. Does anybody here have any preference as between the 24th? They're both Mondays.
I need to see my schedule. Before we go any further, Mr. Joseph, can I just go back on this? I don't know how imperative it is to be in order, because we're at old business at this point. Can we just go to, we didn't do the open public meeting statement?
Well,
Just to make sure that I'm in line.
I did notice you skipped over
Yeah.
that, and I'm sure it was inadvertent. You can make the announcement now that the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been complied with by advertising in the, does anybody know which 2 newspapers we went to?
News Tribune.
I have it somewhere here in my, this is usually handled by the secretary of the board, but the Home News and the Star Ledger. And I assume by posting on the official bulletin board and on file in the municipal clerk's office. So that is the announcement that needs to be made. And thank you for reminding me.
Thank you.
I noticed it when you skipped over it.
Yeah, I apologize. In addition, I also want to call for a motion to accept the minutes of the previous meeting. If we get a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I second.
Okay, we'll do a roll call vote on it. Clarabelle?
Yes.
Myself? Yes. Donna?
Yes.
Reverend?
Yes.
Okay, so I
Now
guess
we're back to old
that
business.
takes us back to old business, which is about to become new business, I guess. We will need to reschedule this. Does anyone here have a preference as between July 24th and July 31st?
Both meetings work for myself.
I'm available any.
I am too.
So so we're clear. So what I would suggest is, rather than designating one of them, just make sure with the other. Do you have any preference as to the 24th or the 31st as far as?
I would say the 24th, shoot for the 24th, and if not, if we're missing one person, push it back. Start with the first one.
Why don't we do that? Does everybody agree to that? We'll go with the 24th first, and if there's any problem, we'll push it to the 31st. Okay. It's been a little hazy, unclear to me as to if there is a board secretary or who's really handling I know Karen Seibot has been doing that on an informal basis, but she's not really officially, the board secretary. So maybe we need to think about that. Obviously, there was some sort of a breakdown in communications here with Ms. Ito White. At any rate, it probably isn't such a bad idea because of the fact that we only have 4 people here and it requires 4 minimum to make a decision. And if Ms. Ito White came in, and even if she didn't have an attorney, if she chose not to have an attorney, but she contested certain aspects of it, then, it makes it very difficult for you guys if you can't come to an agreement. And, where does that leave us legally? That it's, say it was 3-1, not pushing you, but, where does that leave us in terms of having made a decision? Or not having made a decision?
Shouldn't that be what we shoot for then, to always have meetings with 6 people here?
I would think so.
So otherwise, we just grind the sausage.
Yeah, 3, at least 5, preferably 6.
Right.
Same situation you have with boards of adjustment when you need a supermajority for a D variance. If you don't have a full complement of members there, that puts the applicant at a potential, in that case it's the applicant, at a potential disadvantage because he or she needs that supermajority. So
hopefully, we'll know before, once we make the date, we'll know how many people.
perhaps it was a mistake to try to schedule this, but we're learning.
No, absolutely, no, that's why I'm asking the question.
Yeah.
I'm not pointing the finger.
No,
Just asking the question.
just, I think probably we should try to get everybody on board for dates. And we'll have to set up some sort of formal notification procedure.
Right.
I did speak to Ms. Ito White several weeks ago, and I'm pretty sure I indicated to her that this was the date, but, if she didn't see it in writing, then I guess I can understand that she may have misunderstood. And I don't know what, information was sent to her by Karen or by anyone else. So, at any rate, why don't we leave it that we will go with the 24th if possible, if not, then the 31st. And I would say we should try to have at least 5, preferably 6. So, and as far as our agenda, I don't know if there's anything else we can do tonight except we will note for the record that the board has received a response on behalf of Mr. Beer from his attorney, Mr. Nova Burns, dated today, was received today. So we're distributing that to the board members, and I will be probably confirming with the chairman as to how soon we want to handle that. But at least we do have a response, and presumably that will go a little smoother because the attorney is really involved. Is there any other matters that the board wants to discuss at this time as to status?
No.
Okay. I will mention that I have Mr. Vignolo's matter is still with me. I'm still trying to get some information that I haven't gotten yet. So as soon as I get that, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
And And then I guess the only other thing left on the agenda is public comment.
At this time, we'd like to open it up for public comment, and we'd like to, or have anything to bring to the board.
Good afternoon, members of the board. I want to ditto the concerns about the lines of communication. So, one example would be that I hear you have a response from Mr. Beer's attorneys. I know it was received today, but I haven't gotten it yet, so I'd like to get that. Could I have that before I leave today? Thank you. I do have to say it was unusual to hear the phone calls that occurred when Ms. Ito White was absent, because the person who was called was at first Mr. Beer, who has his own matter where he's the respondent. And I thought that was highly unusual. Is he representing Ms. Ito White, or is he
I would assume it was an accident, calling the wrong person.
I don't know how, I wasn't even sure who it was that I was talking to at first, but we were just trying to locate her.
Okay, I understand. He's the counsel to the Parking Authority Board.
Yeah.
She's one of the board members there. Maybe
Yeah.
that's what you were trying to do.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to be clear, he's not
No,
representing.
absolutely
She does not have counsel.
Absolutely not.
Okay. And I do think it's worth exploring the question of who is the board secretary.
Just a second. We don't know if she has counsel. We don't know.
But it's not Mr. Beer.
It's not
We know
Mr.
that.
Beer, but we don't know if she's,
Yeah.
we don't know.
Okay, I was told she has not retained counsel to the.
As of now, as far as I know, she has not retained counsel.
Okay. I just thought that was highly unusual, so I
It
wanted
was
to-
highly unusual.
Okay. Who is the board secretary?
That, I don't know if the board has a secretary, does it?
Or doesn't really have a secretary.
So perhaps we
I've
need
been taking the minutes.
Yes, and we appreciate that, but it would be a good idea probably to have someone as the board secretary.
What can we do to make that happen?
Well, I will ask Special Counsel Mr. Hamilton to intercede with the
I'll speak to the
authorities.
city attorney.
Yeah, the people.
It'll be a budget item, and you're asking somebody to come to a meeting, well, you're going to have to pay them.
Yes, but if you can utilize somebody who's already employed, then perhaps it will not be
I'm sure we will.
a large expenditure.
Great, thank you. Regarding the research into Mr. Vignolo, can you tell me what information it is that the board is trying to discern?
I really don't want to comment on that. I'm just trying to, I'm still looking, so I don't want to comment on that yet.
Okay. Can you tell me, has the Ethics Board created a web page on the city website?
I am not.
No, there's not yet. Okay. I suggested it respectfully at the last meeting, and I would like to see the board do that. I'd like to see what the harm would be. I know other ethics boards do that. It'd be a place where you could have the code of ethics so that people who are bound by it can look it up, as well as citizens that want to learn how it works. And I think it just makes common sense to have an online address and a physical mailing address where people can send their complaints or get their questions answered. It just makes sense to me. I don't think there's I don't think it's advertised anymore. So I'd like to see that happen.
I know we were looking into it. I remember last meeting, we all said that we agreed and that we were going to look into it. So I'm sure that takes a little bit of time. I'm not a computer guy at all, so I believe we are looking into it.
Okay, maybe it's something the board secretary could help with.
Maybe we can.
And then, is there ethics training that's done for the employees? Is there anything like any sessions or anything beyond just kind of passing along the local finance notices?
Well-
Shanley's addressing that.
Yes, sometimes it takes place at the league conference. If members go to the league conference, there are various programs available at the league conference dealing with ethical issues. I don't know how many people from New Brunswick go to the league conference. Also, the league least some of those deal with ethical issues. So as far as anything in-house, I don't know, Bill, does the,
Mr. Shammy, I know he's addressing that, I'm not sure just where it is. at this
yeah,
point in time.
you know, whether it's in-house or,
I'm sure it'll be in-house.
yeah, okay. That's certainly, you know, not a bad idea.
Great, great. That's good to hear it's moving forward. I know other towns do it, and I know that there have been some ethical problems this year. The planning board had to have a hearing 3 times because the first 2 were tarnished by conflicts of interest. So obviously whatever is being done now is not enough, and more needs to be done to train people so they don't make those mistakes. And I guess I just want to get some clarity on when this hearing will be held for Ms. Ito White's case.
Well, the decision thus far is the 24th with the 31st as a backup date. We have to check with the chairman and the vice chairman as to their availability. If they're both available on the 24th, it'll be the 24th. If one has a problem on the 24th, then we would go with the 31st.
And you'll be able to email me.
Yeah.
So yeah, does anybody know why the chair, vice chair were unable to make it today?
I believe Reverend Carrington is on vacation this week, or out of town at any rate. I don't know if it's vacation or not, but I don't know what the situation was with the vice chair.
Thanks. I was concerned to see, that they were not able to make it today. I'm disappointed that this has to be rescheduled. And I'll just want to leave you with some thoughts on why this particular complaint is important. And it's very important because there's both a failure to file as well as an omission violation. There, was basically it's required very clear gifts, reimbursements, or prepaid expenses having an aggregate value exceeding $400 from any single source. And you can look through the exhibits. It's pretty clear that there's a hotel stay that's some $700, and additionally a $600 per diem that there's no receipts provided for. And then when you get into the later parts of the complaint, you see that it appears there's at least the appearance of a cover-up in that documents that were supposed to be provided were not provided, documents were backdated.
But that's not before this board as far as the receipts, because that's not part of the financial disclosure statement, right?
Correct. That's a different policy that's being violated under the jurisdiction of the Housing Authority. I just think it makes it more important, more of a pattern, more of a cause for concern that documents appear to be backdated and that it appears to serve the purpose of not revealing what this money was spent on, and it's taxpayer money. So that's why I'm concerned. I'm not trying to nitpick. I do think this is a serious violation here, and I'll just leave you by telling you that I've been working with one of the city council members to try to get proof that this trip to Alabama actually did result in some type of certification or class being passed or attended, and despite the councilwoman relaying to me that the executive director of the Housing Authority had promised to provide that proof, we still have not gotten it. So I think it's very important the questions be asked about what happened on this trip. Why did you not provide receipts? Why did the attorney for the Housing Authority backdate settlement agreement that involved the Open Public Records case that I brought against the authority? So I think there's a lot to work with here. I hope that everybody does their homework and we're able to have an informed discussion at the next meeting. And I appreciate you giving me the time to talk today and for taking some of my advice. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Anybody else?